So one thing, like whenever I've ever swapped out like my dog food, right? It's a little scary, right?
Yeah.
Because what happens is you swap it out, and if you don't do it correctly, you come home to a mess, right? So, so what is the proper way? So, like, if people have been using a certain dog food, I think, what do we use? Blue something.
Blue Buffalo.
Blue Buffalo,
Yeah.
right? What do they say? Like, so many vets recommend, everybody kind of uses that language, right? So we use Blue Buffalo, and our dogs have been eating it for, years or whatever. But if I want to switch, like, how do you recommend that to somebody that's listening right now that wants to try out Jinx to get dog food?
Yeah, so we recommend a 14-day transition.
Okay.
And it's essentially introducing the new diet in quarter increments.
Okay.
And so you take 2 to 3 days to introduce the first 25%
Okay.
relative to the total amount that you're serving, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next, until you're fully transitioned. But it totally depends on the dog. I mean, like, my dogs can switch from like our salmon protein to our chicken protein from breakfast to dinner without any disruption to their digestive system or their stool quality. Other dogs take longer.
Just a little different.
Yeah, it depends on what they've been eating from a protein standpoint, how long they've been eating it, if they've got sensitive tummies. Like, it just depends on your dog. And I think, to your point, like, especially if you've had your dog for a few years, you typically know what the triggers are in terms of nutrition. And so we recommend 2 weeks, but it can take shorter, it can take longer, and you should really just kind of use your judgment based on, knowing your dog.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it. I'm sure they could find a lot of information on your website, just the educational aspect of it, right? Because when you have dogs, like, I got a 15-year-old dog and I've got a 3-year-old dog, and sometimes they eat the same food, and they probably shouldn't be doing that, right? I mean, so I'll be interested to kind of learn. I'm interested now about this. I want to go check this out and learn.
I would have brought you some product if I knew you had dogs.
Yeah. Well, I will go and be one of your customers, like your sister-in-law, and get some dog food.
The friends and fam support.
For sure. So for those that are listening and they want to check this out, the dog food, because this is a company that's going to the moon. And
knock on wood,
yes. So where do they go, and how do they buy it?
Sure. So our website is thinkjinx.com.
Okay.
You can either purchase a la carte or through our subscription program. So because it's a highly replenishable item, you can set it up on a frequency anywhere from 3 to 8 weeks, just depending on what the churn for your household looks like, depending on how many dogs you've got.
Okay.
And it's really nice because dog food is heavy. And if you've got a dog over 40 or 50 pounds, like, you're typically buying a 25-pound, 30-pound, in some cases, like a 50-pound bag.
Yep.
I've had to constantly make trade-offs about, like, if I'm going to carry home milk or dog food. And so this is nice in the sense that it's delivered to your door. We offer a base diet, but we also offer healthy treats, toppers, and dental chews. Okay. And so really, like, we're trying to own the pantry, so you can buy with a single brand through a single destination and get all of the things that your dog needs from a consumable standpoint. And so that's kind of the offering in terms of our digital storefront. We're also on petco.com, bloomingdales.com, rover.com, target.com, and in Target stores.